One love to the humble, one love to the humble, one love to the humble. Grace and peace be multiplied unto you. Get right into it. I'm going to get right into it. Having babies outside of wedlock is degenerate. Having babies outside of wedlock is complete degeneracy. There is no other way around it. The stats prove it. If you look at the stats and you look at what happens to most babies born out of wedlock as they grow up, look at the conditions they live in. Look at what happens to their lives. Look at where most of them turn out. Oh, somebody's going to say, well, look at me. I was born into that situation. I turned out pretty good. Good for you. But majority of the people do not turn out that good. There's a lot of negative things that happen. Well, there's a lot of negative things that happen to people who are born into two-parent homes. Yes, it is. But stats say single-parent homes are the worst. That's what stats say. Single mother homes, to be exact. But I don't want to pick on anybody. I'm going to just keep it simple. Having babies outside of wedlock is degenerate. It's degenerate. And if you're one of the people that's contributing to that, you are degenerate as well. So I suggest you no longer do that anymore. Don't create no more children outside of wedlock. You make sure you create the rest of your children inside of a marriage. And hopefully you haven't had too many. It's going to keep you from getting married. And what is this thing about sleeping around? A person is good enough for you to give your body to, male or female, is good enough for you to give your body to, but they ain't good enough to marry. You'll do the most intimate thing with them, but you won't, but marrying them is too much. If you can have sex with them, if you can sleep with them, if they're good enough to sleep with, they're good enough to have sex with, they're good enough to have a child with, then they should be well good enough to marry. Because how can you do something so intimate as sleeping with somebody, but to make it a legal thing to be married is too much? You can give away your body. A man can give his body to a woman can give her body to a man, to strangers. You can meet a stranger at the club, or you can go home and do this. But marrying, well, that's out the question. That's where you draw the line at. Degeneracy. Backwards thinking. Society's out of order. That's why we have the problems we have, because we're out of order. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself if you contributed to this problem. I told you, we're going to have to be for real with each other. We're going to have to be real. And this may hurt your feelings. And it should, because we are out of control. And more people need to start speaking up. If you're one of the ones that did it, speak up about it. Deter others from doing what you did. Don't keep encouraging the same thing. Oh, just live your life. Everybody should be able to do what they want. No, they should not. Doing what they want has got us to this place we at now. Children are suffering because of ignorant, degenerate parents. That's why children suffer. Selfish, degenerate, ignorant parents. Doing things out of order. As sacred as your body is, I don't care about it. Because I don't care about myself. So I just give it up. It don't matter to me. I insert in her. She'll receive me. I don't even know her. She don't even know me. But we're going to make this happen. Oh, there go a kid. Forget about this kid. I ain't getting married. I ain't marrying him. He is this, he is that. But he's good enough to sleep with. She good. She ain't this, she ain't that. But she good enough to sleep with. Degeneracy. It must stop in 2025. No more degeneracy in 2025. If they're good enough to sleep with, they're good enough to marry. If they ain't good enough to marry, they ain't good enough to sleep with. There's too many forms of protection out here to prevent this stuff. It's too many forms. And don't give me this, well, sometimes it don't work. It's such a small percentage where it don't work. Most people are not even trying to stop it. Don't be a degenerate in 2025.